Good morning, afternoon or evening, depending on what time of day you're watching this and whereabouts in the world you are. I'm MoD, this is Euro Truck Simulator 2, episode 234. I would like to apologise for today because we don't have a Locke with us. Locke is having internet issues, so you've got an extra episode basically to leave questions for him in the comments if you would like to leave a question for him. Today's soundtrack is Crypt of the Necrodancer. I picked this up in the winter sale and I think it's quite cool. And also this reminds me of the gentleman known as Maroka, otherwise known as the Lord of the Button Mash Empire. That's right, we want to reverse out, don't we? And so I'd like to throw out a link to a plug to Maroka, because you know Maroka's awesome and we like Maroka. That's it, reverse out, little truck, reverse out. 10 hours to complete the job. We should do it this episode. I'm hopeful we do it this episode. Very catchy game, this. Very catchy music. So instead of talking with Locke today about goodness and fun times, MoD had a slight issue this week. Made him have a massive moment of his depression. Oh, we need to go left. Let's try and go forward at that. Trying. So I'd say very trying. That'll do. We're good now. We're good. Apart from the part where we run over things. Center our viewpoint there. It feels so much good. It feels so good to be back in Matilda. I've got an interesting episode of America Truck Simulator coming up for you Saturday night. I basically show you how to install mods because I want you guys to see what you could do with mods. A couple of things, but also how easy it is for yourselves to install mods. I've already done it for this series, but I would like you guys to see how easy it is for America Truck Simulator. By the way, as for 10 thumbs up, and so far I think I'm on 17, so thank you very much for that. Much appreciated. You scratched my back, so I'll scratch yours with another episode of American Truck Simulator very soon. Saturday, like I say. But no, depression. The whole point of this whole Euro Truck thing and raising money for charity is trying to help people with depression and mental health issues. I may change that at some point into the future to something like animal cruelty, for example, or something else that's close to my heart, like say maybe a railway project restoration. That's very random, thrown out there, I know. But for the next few months, certainly maybe next couple of years at least, I certainly intend to be focusing more on the depression angle. That's why we ran with Papyrus for 70,000 miles, and that's why we're now running for Mind. Mind being a charity in the UK that helps out with mental illnesses. And they actually sent me a proper pack the other day. I should probably dig that out for the next episode and tell you guys exactly what they sent me about what we can and can't do. Some great useful ideas for fundraising. I've got some ideas to throw at Simon actually for the next Hopeathlon, which by the way we will be starting planning that in March, and since we're in February now, it's not that far away, is it? It's been 5 months since Hopeathlon, can you believe? It's quite scary when you think about it like that. But no, back to the point in hand, depression. As many of you here know, I suffer from depression. It's something that started a very long time ago when an ex-partner of mine decided it would be a good idea. We weren't together at the time. We fooled about, we had a bit of fun, but we didn't go all the way. And she got caught out because I grassed her in. I actually felt quite guilty for her partner at the time, so I went and told her partner, but she kept quiet. And when her partner confronted her about it, she said that I raped her. And not just once, but every time in the 4 years we'd been together. Amazingly, come on Tildy. Amazingly, I didn't completely lose my shit. I mean, I'm still here now. But I did lose pretty much all my friends. I fell out with the vast majority of my family. I lost my job, my car, my home. Absolutely everything, pretty much. Which is why in this glass cabinet behind me, at the bottom, you can't see it because it's a green screen in the way that I'm being lazy about using, but in there is a Mega Drive. It's one of the few possessions I have remaining in my life. I had it since I was 9, and I'd be fucked if anything happens to that Mega Drive. I treasure that thing. That's the story for another day. Ooh, tune. But yes, as you can imagine, I felt pretty damn fucking hard from that. Pretty damn hard. We're talking medication, non-stop drinking. Honestly, I think at one point, if I didn't stop drinking, I would have become an alcoholic because I was just drinking that much to get rid of the pain. And only 3 friends really stuck with me through that time. But one of those friends, she just stuck with me because she just wanted to inflate her own ego because she had insecurities and whatnot. So really, only 2 people from that time believed me and stood with me. A couple of people have since apologised, and you know, I've told them it's all cool, you can be back in my life again, but I've kept them at arm's length ever since. So really, there's only 2 people I've kept around that have allowed to be in my life since then. That is Mr. Jones and Tort. I've said many times about how fucking awesome Tort is, and that's probably why I have the level of dickishness I have with him, because I feel like this is going to sound really wrong, but I feel like he's earned that from me, you know? I have this strange philosophy of treat 'em mean, keep 'em keen. Well, it's not really an actual philosophy that I've purposefully taken on, but it seems to be an in-joke between me and my friends. So the meaner I treat someone, the more I like them, and I'm pretty fucking mean to our Tort. But I think Tort already knew that. And I do really value his friendship over those years. I really do. In fact, it was only really him and Mr. Jones that persistently kept on trying to contact me to get me out of the house. And it wasn't very nice when everyone else, they knew the truth, but they took her side anyway. Because apparently she'd done it once before. But hey, it completely destroyed me. And that's the beginning of depression for me. And ever since then, once depression gets a hold of you, that's it, you're fucked for life. There's no easy way of curing depression. In fact, as far as I'm aware, there is no cure for depression. So, all you can really learn to do is learn to live with yourself. You are your own worst enemy when it comes to depression. You really are. And that becomes relevant later on. But honestly, it's just so every little thing. When you get over the worst part of depression, you start seeing light at the end of the tunnel again. And you start thinking, hey, life isn't so bad. And you start to smile again. You start to learn to enjoy life. You still have that bit at the back of your mind. That little niggle that's ready to fuck with you on a daily basis. When I say it's a struggle to wake up in the morning and smile, it's fucking true. Every morning I try and give myself a reason to wake up. Living with Murtai and rolling over and seeing her in the bed is usually reason enough, because she's been a good mate to me, and she's just really, really cool, you know? She's the first person, woman-wise, that I've trusted since it all happened. And she hasn't betrayed my trust, and we're coming on 5.5 years, no, over 5.5 years of being together now. June will be the 6-year anniversary. This is definitely my longest relationship. Even up until then, my longest relationship was about 7 months. Now I'm coming up to 6 years. Yeah. Shit. Positives. You gotta take positives. But the last few days it's been very, very hard to take positives. I'm sure a lot of you that watch this will have me. You'll be following me on Twitter. On Tuesday, I announced to the world that I had an accident at work. It wasn't my fault. Let's get that one out there straight away. It was not my fault. I may have mentioned a few times about my love of driving forklift trucks and how great and amazing the 18-ton is in particular. We call it an 18-ton forklift truck because it can lift 18 tons. Although I've heard interesting stories of people lifting up significantly more than 18 tons with their 18-ton truck. Admittedly, you don't move around with it or anything, but it's awe-inspiring to know what these trucks can do. But the heaviest thing I've ever lifted is 14-ton, and that felt questionable, if I'm honest. Yeah, it felt questionable. What we did with that, we just lifted it up. The lorry that the boxes underneath drove out, and then we lowered it to the ground and moved it around that way. That's the easiest and safest way of doing it. We could have faffed about with turning and this and that and the other, but no, we did it the safe way. Which brings me to the accident that I had. It's the first time in 15 years that I've actually... Where'd he go? Alright, carry on. First time in 15 years of driving forklifts that something's come off my forks. There's another one. Did you see that in the mirror? Another one's come off the fork behind us now. Up the hill. And it wasn't just any old thing that came off the forks. Bear in mind is we don't try to use too big a truck if we can avoid it. We use the smallest truck possible for the job. So we do, unless we need to use, like, say, like a truck with extra long forks on it, so we can move something across the wagon easier. But generally, we've got a 3-ton, a 5-ton, and an 18-ton at my place. This thing was big and awkward, weighs a bit, so we used the 18-ton forklift. It's a roof from a train panel. If you look at Class 66 DRS, then you'll see the locomotive that this thing would have come off. And the actual reason we have the roof is a long, complicated process. But we've got 2 roofs. One of them, the guys in the paint shop had sanded down, buffed up, built back up with fibre filler, primed, painted, polished. It looked really, really good. They'd spent about a week preparing this thing. It looked good. It looked... Honestly, if you just put a bit of antibacterial on it, you could have eaten your dinner off it. It looked fantastic. So we used the 18-ton forklift, which is the truck with the longest forks we have on site. That's the reason we use the 18-ton, because this panel is massive. We're talking maybe 8 foot across. So the forks on the 18-ton, not long enough. So we used fork extensions. We put long timbers on the forks so that all the weight would be on the... Imagine if there's your fork, but that's your bit of timber. The timber is only extended out by about a foot or 2. So all the weight's still pressing on this part of the forklift, right? With me so far? Good. Oh, apparently we're going to Scania. Awesome. That'd be good to unlock at some point. Excuse me. Looks like we're going all the way into Italy. If that's how it's pronounced, or if not, sorry. So, we pick up the train panel. We lift it just above the ground, so it doesn't go flapping out anywhere. And this day, it was particularly windy. I think the GoPro's just died on me. Yep, the GoPro's just stopped. Yes, yes, yes. Good GoPro. Good. I do believe this is actually a Scania plant. Yeah, I've got some timbers for you. Let's see if we can get us a decent screenshot of the place. Looks like it's a Scania logo over there. And it looks like there's a convenient place here that we cannot drive past with all the cones. See the cones? That'd be lorry parts. Let me drive through this. What a surprise! Nothing. Well. Well, let's take a photograph of this. Let's take a photograph. So, we've got the train panel on the forks, right? We drive across to the lorry that's in the yard. Nice and gentle does it. Windy day. Really, really bad weather. Do not like this at all. We got up nice and close to the wagon. The principle of the whole point of lifting up forklifts like we do, lifting up forklifts, when it comes to loading on the side of a wagon, we get up to as close to the wagon as we can, then we lift up the load, and then we go forward. So we don't lift up in the air and then drive onto the wagon. We stop, we come up, and then we go in. So, we stopped. Okay, so far so good. We check the load, because it's windy, and we start lifting up. We've lifted up, it's all good. I sat there for a second waiting for my banksman, the guy who's watching everything, because this truck's so big I need somebody to watch me, and the person watching me is called the banksman. And this guy, he's about to tell me it's okay to move forwards, because he's physically checking everything at the moment. The wind picked up really badly at this point and blew the panel off the forks. It slipped a little bit at first and then whoomph it went. And it nearly hit the banksman. And I spent the next couple of days in quite a state. Luckily I've got an excellent team leader, and the guys I work with have been fantastic, and they've actually helped pull me out of my slumber. But I didn't jump on a forklift for at least 5 hours afterwards, because it shit me up. Not only did something fall off my forks for the first time ever, but like I say, been driving for 15 years. Never had an accident or anything like that ever. Apart from the self-inflicted one on my finger, but that's a story for another day, because that didn't involve a truck, and that was my own stupidity. Let's come around it. But honestly, I felt so bad because I thought I'd fucked up, I failed, and I thought I'd come this close to hurting somebody, even though, again, like I say, it wasn't my fault. The wind took it off, and you would not believe what the wind can fucking do in this country. It's the arse end of the winds you guys have had in America, for anybody wondering how strong these winds have been. But also, this thing weighed about 3 or 4 ton, and what it is it's a domed roof panel, and there's an air pocket inside the roof, so we think the wind just got inside there, and that's how it went. But I felt like shit. Any other day, or any other person, I think would have got over that in the space of minutes. Maybe a couple of hours. It took me about 2 days to get over it, just because I felt so fucking bad about my participation in something that could have hurt somebody. Even though we did everything by the book, we did everything absolutely possible to minimise any chance of risk of damage to the product or injury to any parties that are involved. And I think I need to pause the game and clear that waypoint. I honest to God could not have felt any more shit. I really couldn't have. Let's reset navigation. Does that keep us on the coastal road? Yes, that does. That'll do us nicely. So I just wanted to reset the sat nav as well. So yeah, the whole point is depression. Yeah, if it wasn't for my depression and my mental state on a day-to-day basis, I think I would have dealt with that a lot easier. But because there's that doubt in my head, I felt like it was my fault. I felt that I could have hurt that guy, even though, like I say, I've got a great bunch of guys that I work with, and they're all telling me, you know it wasn't your fault. We know it wasn't your fault. Stop kicking yourself. But you can't stop kicking yourself. And I don't think many people realise the long-term effects of depression on a person. I mean, not many... That's also the first time people out up there actually found out I have depression. I mean, they just think, you know, you're happy, you're smiley. No. Sometimes the people that are externally happiest and loudest are usually the ones that are the saddest on the inside. I'm not saying I'm sad on the inside, but mentally, depression does hit you pretty fucking hard. And the last couple of days were pretty fucking hard for me. But like I say, I've got a great bunch of guys that I work with that help me out. And I'd like to throw a shout out to my team leader. I'm not going to mention his name on camera, but Mr. Summer, you are... that's all I'm going to say. That's all I'm going to say. But he has been awesome. Could have given me a bollocking, but instead he pulled me up and says, not your fault. CCTV proved it wasn't my fault. The statement from the banksman, well, not my fault. My own statement, not my fault. Pretty much everyone's saying it's not my fault. And it's taken me 2 days, at least, to believe that. Shitty freak accident that happened. Get over it, MoD. But with depression, it's not that easy. Which, you know, if that's how I feel, and I'd like to think I'm quite strong mentally of dealing with my depression, imagine what people out there like on a day-to-day basis with a little thing that sets them back, like somebody didn't say hello to you at work, or somebody got you the wrong drink. You got to take it. Sometimes you might take it personally, you know. I'm not saying I do if somebody ignores me, but I'm saying the potential is there for other people to take things to heart and take things personally when it comes to banter. You could call someone a four-eyed dick and that could actually hit him the wrong way. It really could. I'm not saying we should be mindful of what we say to others or how we treat others, because you're always going to make mistakes and, you know, you shouldn't be pussyfooting around people. But when someone's having a bad day, as I've had the fortune of experiencing recently, the guys wanted to take the piss out of me for dropping something. I just said, look, can you not do it right now? Can you just leave me alone? And to their credit, they did. And I think if they hadn't left me alone, I would have been a lot worse. That's why I'm absolutely certain I'm working at the right facility. I'm working at the right place for me. It'd be very, very hard to find anywhere else in the world that offers me that level of broness, I think is the best way of putting it. I honestly can't think of any other way of putting it, because it's just been an incredible experience the last few days. The ups, the downs. This is probably my experience of depression coming through now, but I'm not focusing on the downs as such. I'm focusing on the positives, that I do have a great bunch of mates where I work. Not one person in the building has given me any shit. Especially not after I said back the fuck off. I was actually quite polite about it. I didn't actually go and say back the fuck off. Although if somebody had actually carried on and been a dick, I might have actually flipped out and go, look, dude, just no. The ladies in the offices were cool. The site manager was cool. Everyone's been cool. It's just been a case of getting me mentally into my own place. But like I say, I'm going on about me again. I'm sorry, guys. But this is the point, though. This is what depression does to you. I honestly want to think that I'm mentally stronger than most people that have the bastard illness known as depression. So spare a thought for if your friend says, actually, if your friend might not even say, they might just put a brave face on. If you can recognise your friend's putting a brave face on, then back off. Like, say for example, you're recording with someone and they suddenly go quiet. It's happened to us with Team Tuxedo often enough. You just know straight away, shit, this person isn't enjoying themselves, something's gone wrong. We need to leave them alone a bit, let them snap out of their funk. Ask them what happened afterwards. Or pull them up privately. That's one thing you never want to do. Ask someone in public where everyone can see what the hell's up with you. Do it privately, just go, dude, what's up, you alright? Biggest thing you can do for a depressed person and make them feel okay. You don't necessarily have to hug them. You don't necessarily have to throw your arms around and give them kisses on the cheek. You don't have to kiss their ass with compliments. But just be there. I think it's the best way of describing it. Just be there. If you go over the top, it'll feel fake. And I know many of you out there that have got depression are watching this. I'm sure you've got your own things you could add in the comments of your own experiences. If you do, please do, and I'll discuss them in a future episode. Not next episode, because I'm hoping Locke's back on the internet in time for the next episode, but the episode after that? Let's assume Locke can actually make it for Sunday's episode. We'll have to see. But like I say, you guys have got a bit of time now, a bit of chance to leave Locke any questions. Oh, a last note on depression. If somebody doesn't want it to be known they're depressed, don't fucking out them. You'll make them feel so much worse. You really will. If somebody else wants to admit to someone else that they're depressed, you fucking let them do the admitting. This world would be a much nicer place. This world would be a much nicer place if we understood more about depression. Its long-term effects on people, everything about it, and how we can educate people that don't know anything about depression, how it hurts, how it cuts us deep, you know? My biggest pet hate with people that don't know about depression is, but you slept since then. It was a good couple of weeks ago, or however long ago. Should you think about getting over it now? I'm sorry guys, depression does not work that way. If it did, we would all be okay, and there would be no such thing as depression. It's an unfortunate, horrible mental illness that cannot be cured. All you can do is minimise the effects and prepare yourself when you have the bad days. And those bad days, when they hit you, they'll hit you hard. But it's having the mental strength to pick yourself back up again. I'll be honest, these last couple of days, I don't think I would have done it. Got myself back up if it wasn't for my workmates. I mean, we're talking Wednesday morning, a couple of lads have, well, one of the lads, but there's a couple of lads, one after the other, making sure I'm alright. I think if it wasn't for people, you know, just actually giving a shit. Hello, Wilma Flintstone again. I think I probably would be contemplating going down to the doctors for more help. I'm okay at the moment, but I'm on a slippery slope. It could go either way. I recognise that from the past. And I've yet again turned it into me. But I think the reason I'm talking about me is because I hope you guys at home can understand what the fuck I'm talking about. You can relate to what I'm going through. And I'm very lucky that the guys at the Orbital, that I shouldn't have mentioned the name of, whoops, unless I mentioned a video in the past, in which case, whatever. Point though, is so many people out there do not understand depression. They don't understand its effects on us. You should have got over it by now, right? What have you got to be depressed about anyway? That's another key thing about depression as well. You don't. I'm one of the I'm one of the lucky ones, I think. I know why my depression was there. I know what caused it. Some people are born with depression. Some people, they hit their teenage years and they just go, you know what, life's actually shit. And I don't know why. I feel really sorry for the guys that don't know why they're depressed. They've got no reason to be, but they are. I live with one, for fuck's sake. And all I could do is just reassure these people, my friends, my partner, my family, what family I have left anyway, that it's not their fault. There doesn't have to be a reason, it just is. But they need constant reassurance that there's nothing wrong. Their own self-doubt eats at them. And it's horrible watching this on a daily basis. Depression is a nasty, horrible fucking... Oh! Yeah, I hate depression. I hate depression's effects on me. I hate depression's effects on my friends and loved ones. Absolutely fucking hate it. And if by doing these videos, I can help you guys relate, make you realise you're not on your own, then that is, on its own is helping. That is better than nothing. And I can sleep comfortably tonight knowing that I'm not the only fucker out there that is suffering. It's a nasty bitch of a fucking disease. If anybody asks, it's not contagious. I know there might be a couple of you out there that may not know about depression, especially you younger ones. I know that I've got a few kids watching this. And it's not cool to go around saying you're depressed, but it's okay to be depressed, if you know what I mean. It's not fashionable to want to hate the world. Well, that's why we call emos emo, because that's all they do. But I think you get the point I'm trying to make by now. We're going to make this a slightly longer episode. I'm going to finish this job. We've already run over quite significantly, so we're going to finish this job. It's going to take us 2 hours more to get there, supposedly. That's another 5-10 minutes of driving time. We'll finish the job and then we'll call it an episode, because why not? I'd like to take heart from the fact that this has been a fun challenge. There's no rules, no restrictions, to just drive around the edge of Europe, and I've been enjoying it so far. There's been some great sights around the coastal lines. Oh shit. I thought there's a level crossing then, turns out it's just one lane has closed the roadworks, but I want to complete this job, so we're going to keep going. How are we looking for rest? No short messages, I don't want short messages. We are late by a mile. Rest 3 hours left. 2 hours till we get there. We'll be fine for resting again. But we are so fucking late, it's unreal. I don't think we'll get paid for the job. We had a guy... Did I tell you about the guy that turned up 2 days late? At least I'm just turning up a few hours late. The guy at our place turned up 2 hours late. 2 hours, 2 days. 2 days late. Moron. Oh well, it happens. Infrequently, frequently, infrequently. Doesn't happen often. But usually we get some sort of heads up. This guy didn't give us any warning he was coming late. And he came so late in the day, we had to basically tell him fuck off and come back in the morning. So he was actually 3 days late in the end. Work. It's interesting, isn't it? I'd like to think so. I'm actually looking forward to sites here. We've only got 4 cities left to unlock in Scandinavia. Okay. We'll have to come back and get them at some point. Yes, yes we will. But yeah, this has been a fun challenge, Dirt Lord Gaming, thank you. I know I said it a few times now, but seriously, thank you. This has been a great little challenge. It's also been a good way to see Scandinavia as well, because we really haven't seen enough of that since the DLC came out. You know what I would like to do with regards to this challenge that Dirt Lord sent us? Sent us. Yeah. I would like to complete this challenge before the next lot of DLC comes out, which is the France DLC and the new Renault truck. They're going to unlock... I think we're going to get France. Yes, France. At some point maybe we'll get Spain and Portugal. I think Italy might be in the works. But if we can do this before then awesome. If not, well, we're going to be driving a long way around Europe. Interesting tune now. Shame you can't see me nodding my head. Yeah, goddamn GoPro dying. I know why the GoPro died. It's because I did an in-car recording the other day from work back home, and I ranted a bit about drivers and whatnot because it's experimenting with the wide angle, and I just gesticulated at the camera for no reason and force a habit. So it's got about half hour's worth of footage on it, and it's recording in Wi-Fi mode, so I could use my phone as a preview essentially, and yeah, the battery's essentially dead because I didn't bother to charge it up properly. I should have done. I knew I was recording today, but I didn't bother to charge up the battery because I suck. It's a good job I wasn't recording with Locke in the end, because he would have heard it and gone, ha, mad flex. It's okay, Locke, you can't help being American. I know Locke's not American, but he hates it so much when I call him American. I might just keep calling him American as long as he keeps on adopting pink as his favourite colour. Specifically hot magenta. Yeah, Locke, if you stop using hot magenta, I'll stop calling you American. How's that? That sounds like a fair deal. Yeah, can you live with that? I can live with that. And how's the dude on our way? This music, going back to the music, sounds a bit retro-y, doesn't it? Go, 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 go. Go, 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 go. I like the music. 34 minutes till destination. Well, yeah, we're only running over about 5 minutes. I thought as much. I don't know the tune, I'm just making noises in time to it because I can. Actually, has anybody played Castle Crashes? I'm suddenly getting Castle Crashes. The forest level specifically, I think. Yeah. Let's talk, while we're coming up to the end of this little place, let's talk about upcoming stuff on the channel. Because we haven't done that for a while actually, have we? Well, as you know, Saturday evening you're getting American Truck Simulator. I've started Bubsy in Claws Encountered of the Third Kind, which has actually gone down quite well for a retro series of mine. Revenge of Shinobi you already know about. Dirt Rally on Monday, we're continuing with the Rally X and attempt to beat Locke's time. Doom. I tried Nightmare Mode. Dr. Jamie Neal, Kepper Marsh, you can fuck off, mate. I'm sorry, did I say that out loud? I start a new series with DF on Wednesday. I think you guys that enjoyed Gunstar Heroes will enjoy it very much. It's an old school shooter, and I think you guys will enjoy it. And then that's pretty much it for that week in terms of new and ongoing series. I mean, you already know about Dirt Rally, Shinobi, Bubsy, Doom, the new series that I'm not going to tell you about just yet, Euro Trucks, Series Summer Fridays. I better get that one done soon, actually, in terms of processing it. Let's focus on completing the job now. How are we looking? 4 and 8. I don't think we're getting paid for this job somehow. You know what though? I don't actually give a shit. Around to the back of the yard we go. Stick in 4th gear, 50 miles an hour everywhere. Oh, this is going to be an easy park. Famous last words, right? Right, where are we? Oh, we came forwards a bit too much. We did our turn too early. Okay. This shouldn't be too hard to correct then, he says. Must remember, I'm not Drazar. I'm not Drazar. Fifth gear? No, I only need to set that 2nd gear, that's it. That'll do. That's it. Go, go. Forwards a little bit. And not quite. That'll be it now. That'll be it. Parked. Let's see how bad it is. Late. Yes, we know. Oh, we made money. Late by 18 hours. Nearly a whole day then. Hey, we got money. I'm happy with this. So I think next episode we'll come back and we'll do some on-cam stuff, of course, with the whole sleeping and repairing, and then we'll figure out where we're going to next on our epic journey around Europe. So on that note, thank you very much for watching, guys. I've been Mod. I do hope you enjoyed this episode. Please let me know your thoughts on today's episode in the comments. It would mean a lot to me if you did. Dream big. Don't forget your questions for Locke if you do have any, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye.